Jules, do you have any empathy for him?
No, not at all. I understand the injury situation. We've said it before many times. He had Cambuala on the bench, who is a proper centre-back. Didn't choose to play him. He had Lisandro Martinez, who wanted to play in this game today, so he could be ready for the FA Cup final. Didn't want to play him. So, okay, Casemiro plays there. He doesn't want to play there. He told Ten Hag already. Ten Hag insists to playing him there. And Casemiro doesn't even want to be at United anyway right now. So I don't think he likes Ten Hag either. I don't think they just get... Yeah, who does? You're right. I don't think he gets on. He just wants to still be fit for the Copa America, go with Brazil and never come back ever again to Manchester. So let's see where that goes, because like Craig said, there's still a long way to go on his contract. So I understand it's an issue, of course, when you've got all the centre-backs out. I'm not denying that, of course. But again, when they had the ball and when they were trying to attack, you don't need centre-backs to attack, do you? And apart from Bruno Fernandes, who was not here today, of course, which is a big miss, but most of your other forwards have been fit for most of the season, and yet you're one of the worst attacks in the league, certainly amongst the big clubs. You're the worst at expected goals. You're the worst at chances created. So, like, I can take the injury excuse to a certain point, but it's not the only reason why they've been so bad this season. On course for their worst ever Premier League season.
It's every facet of the pitch, even the goalkeeper. You know, we showed those saves today. I mean, come on. We used to we'd say those saves were from the back page. You know, the cameras were flicking. I mean, my God, the way that he threw himself at them, it was like...
He makes it up, mate. That's a little bit
I'll give you the one from Dallo, not from Dallo. I'll give you the one from Martinelli. Was a good save. Some of the other ones, though, were for the camera boys behind the goals. Look, when you get to Casemiro's age, what you need when you go to your club is people around you that are going to mask your issues. They're going to help the situation. They're going to make it easier for you. And what United are doing, this United team, for every player, is showing their deficiencies. Whatever player goes in, your deficiencies have been exposed more and more because of the weakness of this side. If Casemiro goes into a good side, the legs don't look as bad. The body language is obviously different. You can get round that. You cannot get round it in this United side because every functioning part of the team is dysfunctional.
Should we read some of these? 1 win in their last 8 Premier League games, 14 Premier League losses this season. That's the most since 1990. 8th in the Premier League table. They've never finished lower than 7th. Before the Premier League, 1990 in Division 1 was their lowest finish. They currently have a -4 goal difference. That's their worst goal difference since 1974. And to rub salt into the wound, Jan, we of course saw the finish Santiago Bernabeu this week. An amazing stadium. So many great new stadiums around Europe and beyond. And then you've got those pictures of the end of that waterfall falling through the Old Trafford roof. And I suppose what a great symbol of how this great club is crumbling, not only on the pitch, but off it.
It was amazing. It was like someone had planned it. It was like Sir Jim Ratcliffe had planned the leak just to show this is ground zero. We start here. It can't get worse. It can't get worse. He even talked to gods. It was like unbelievable. And again, I wouldn't name drop too much Jaap Stam because Jaap Stam, I talked to him and I said to him, talk me through why you think Ten Hag is the right man. Mind you, they both are from Holland. I know when Solskjaer was manager, I like a Norwegian. You know, I understand that. But my last question to Jaap Stam was, if you go to Sir Jim Ratcliffe and he says, Jaap Stam, you used to be a legend in this club. Give me 2 reasons why I should go on this stand with this manager. To be fair, Jaap Stam went in with his Dutch connections and all that. Said the same again. They were in a final, winning a final, getting into FA Cup final. But, I mean, the roof, the leaking, that was in, what do you say, Niagara Falls?
Niagara Falls.
Niagara, thank you. Falls in the stadium. If people went into the press zone afterwards, they were soaking wet and we were just like thinking, this is Old Trafford 2024. I played against Class of 92. I played against Cantona. And look at this Manchester United team. This is where they are and they are all totally wet.
By the way, it's got one of the worst press rooms in all the Premier League clubs as well. It's almost like a disdain that the press shouldn't actually even, you know, you guys are lucky to be here. Here's the slop
Right.
Here's the beef stew from 3 weeks ago. You horrible lot, have that. So the whole thing. I mean, it's been like it was like that, 12 years ago when I was still going. It's not like this roof leaking was some big surprise today. It's been leaking for over a couple of years now.
Okay, always thinks that.
Mark, and here's the deal. If you've got a leaking roof. Calm
down, man. Not his real teeth. Come on.
If you've got a leaking roof and you live in Barcelona, it's not a problem. Or such a problem. If you've got a leaking roof, hard for me to say, and you live in Manchester, guess what? It rains an awful lot in Manchester. But not just at the training ground. We've heard stories about the training ground.
Yes.
I've never said reeking roof before.
Well, there you go. That's a fair.
What is it? It is leaking.
Leaking roof.
Ricky Leak.
I said
Eventually got to.
What do you mean? I said reeking roof.
That's where you started.
No, I know that.
Right, so yes. Okay,
I think
well done.
It's the first. I'm having a coffee.
What about Paul Yap Stam? You have to go and watch this game at Old Trafford in the rain. You've got Jan in the air. Yabbering on. Yeah. Give me 2 reasons. Jules,
Stop talking to me, won't you?
Jules, is that fair? The press room's one of the worst in England.
No, it got better. So the press box outside in Old Trafford is really small, to be fair. Yeah. Inside,
Like that small press room upstairs.
inside they've made it.
The small press room with a little
Inside is
buffet.
small, but they've made it better, to be fair. So
Yeah,
it's
they
not
have.
for
The beef
us.
stews
When
are
we
the
go
2
and
weeks
Jan was
old
there
now.
today. It's not bad.
It's got nothing on Arsenal, Jules. You know that.
Jules, an embarrassing
No,
look for
that's true.
United again
That's true.
today, yeah?
Yeah, there's one stat, Dan, that you didn't mention amongst all the damning stat that you read, is that it was their 9th defeat at Old Trafford already this season in all competitions. 9 defeats, which is the highest that they've ever had. Equals in the 20s, they had 2 seasons where they lost 9 games, in the 70s as well, 1 in the 60s. And they still have 1 home game, by the way, to play against a really good Newcastle team at the moment. So they could go to 10 defeats at home in this 23-24 season, which would be the highest they've ever had. Ever in the history of the game. Tell me how Erik ten Hag could stay after arguably, certainly on some stat, the worst season that this great club has ever experienced before. And just if you take the Premier League, they can't even get to 64 points, which is what Moyes got. They can't get to 7th place. Well, they can get to 7th place, but it might be tricky, like Moyes did. So they might finish the lowest ever in Premier League era, which again, how can you justify? Imagine Sir Jim Ratcliffe again saying, Erik, thank you for coming to my office, let's have a meeting. So you finished, this is the worst season we've ever had, but I'm going to reward you and I'm not going to sack you. Who rewards being mediocre like this? Nobody. So he has to get sacked. He has to go in the summer.
Oh, that dog is
This is nothing to do if you like or dislike Ten Hag. Jules is exactly on the spot here. Before the game today, they were standing, working for TV. Wayne Rooney, Gary Neville, Roy Keane, Andy Cole, David May, Jap Stam. I mean, you felt they could have played today. You felt they could have played. And then you saw this team they put together. Casemiro can't run at the back. And then there are people in and around there.
Everyone's injured, Jan. Everyone is injured.
Every club in the world got injuries, and they find a way without money to put up a good team.